Hey maker, that mom with a laser here, and as you can see, I've got a pretty big cutting board I have to engrave today. However, it's too big to fit in my machine, so I'm gonna have to use my access door. And you know I wanna take you on the journey with me. So you ready? Let's go! All right guys, so here is the cutting board that my customer sent me. It's pretty big, it's 30 by 18, so it doesn't fit horizontally in my machine, so I'm gonna have to flip it and use my access door. Just a couple of things when I open it up and when I'm getting ready to engrave. I want to make sure that this is going to be facing upward wherever I choose to do my engraving, that if somebody looks at it from the side, this is going to be legible and not upside down. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into Lightburn and prepare my artwork, and then we will open up the access door and engrave it.
All right, so this customer wanted the name JJ and an American flag incorporated into the engrave on this board. So I thought it would be cool to kind of have the name JJ hovering over the American flag. Once I had JJ sized and positioned where I wanted it on the flag, I went ahead and grabbed both of the images, and then I used this function up here to make sure that JJ and the flag were aligned perfectly on the bottom. I want the name to pop out of the flag. So to do that, I'm going to select JJ, and then I'm going to use the offset function right here to create an outward offset on the letters. So now I'm going to select the American flag, I'm going to hold down the shift key, and then I'm also going to select the outer edge of my offset and use this function right here, subtract one shape from another. That looks great. Now I'm going to zoom out, look at my image, and you know, I really don't want the outer edge of the stars to be what's engraved. I want the stars to be engraved into the board. So I need to get rid of that rectangle around my stars. To do that, I need to ungroup the flag. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select my flag, and then I'm going to select this lonely man right here to ungroup everything. Now I'm just going to select this rectangle, delete it, and I have to replace the star that I just lost when I did that. So I will duplicate it, position it where I need it, and then it should be done. Yay, my artwork is ready, and now I just need to size it to the cutting board. To make my life easy, I'm gonna go ahead and select everything and group it first before I start sizing things. Now I'm gonna use the square shape function to draw out a rectangle that is approximately the size of my board, which happens to be 18 inches long by 30 inches wide. I'm just going to do this so that I can get a good idea of how big I want my image to be on this board. So now I'm going to move it to the bottom right corner of the rectangle because that's how I plan to position it on the board. And I'm going to check the sizing. I think I'm going to make it a little bigger, but that actually doesn't look too bad. So now I'm just going to delete that rectangle that I made. I was really just using that to get an idea about the sizing and now get it ready to engrave. Since I'm using my access door for this job, I need to rotate my image -90 degrees. Now I just need to check my settings. I'm going to take my time with this board, and I'm going to go slow because I want a nice dark engrave. So I'm going to slow my speed down to 225, and I'm going to use 50 power. I'm going to also double check my LPI, and then I'm going to select the advanced tab and make sure that I do not have flood fill checked because I don't want to use that for this kind of a job. If you want to know more about engraving tips, make sure to check this video here. Now it's time to burn. To use my access door, I'm going to gently open the lid, and then I'm going to use my access key to unlock the front panel and fold it open. Then I'm going to lower the laser bed so that there's enough space for my board. Now I can place my board in and get everything focused and ready to go. I'd like to get an accurate reading on how long this job is going to take. So I'm going to select File, cursor over to the right, and then cursor down to Work Time Preview and hit Enter. It'll take the controller a few seconds to do the estimate, but then you'll have a good idea of how long it's going to take. In this case, it's a 44-minute job. Not too bad considering there's a lot of engraving and it's a pretty large image. Now all that's left to do is to set the focus, frame the job to make sure it's going to engrave where I want it to, gently close the lid, and burn. We're almost done here. Now I'm just going to use soap and water to rinse off the residue from the engraving. I'm going to dry it off, and then we're going to seal it. And for the last step, I'm going to use cutting board oil that I got at Home Depot. A little bit goes a long way, so I'm just going to put some on a clean cloth and rub it all over the board. Then that's it. It's ready.
Well, maker, that's it for today. As always, I hope this was helpful. If you don't follow me on social media, please do so, and I'll see you guys here soon over at That Mom with a Laser.